Asana2Stay lets you paste clipboard content from virtually anywhere directly into Asana without first navigating to Asana, so you can keep your focus. Think of it as a new integration between Asana and nearly anything else you work with. So let's say I received an email like this and I want to turn this subject into a task in Asana. So I can copy it, open up and confirm what I have in the clipboard, accept these defaults, and go ahead and create a task. Have a look at that, and it created a task in my tasks. Now, if I go back and let's say I want to do something a little different, I want to bring this content in. So I'll copy that, and I'm going to this time search for an existing task like the one I just created. And I'm going to go ahead and accept this default now of adding it at the end of the task description. But let's prefix it with Ella, who it's from, and give it a date stamp. And the way that looks here, down in the description, we can see it put this content in here with the links. So another thing that we can do, let's say we didn't want it in the description, just keep the same clipboard, but let's add that as a comment. But I'm going to turn these things off. Maybe we don't need them here for this particular paste. And if we go take a look, I'm logged in as Jamie, so we see that that content comes in as a comment. One more option, using the exact same clipboard, I can add them as subtasks. And if I want, I can even have, I had this in here from before, but I can add a subsection. Let's say this is Ella's recommendations. So I'm going to add a subsection and a couple of subtasks here. And that's what these look like here. So everything that I just showed you for tasks works exactly the same for subtasks, but it also works for projects. So let's say I want to add some tasks in a project using that same clipboard that I have. So I'm going to look for this. Here's a project, helpful Chrome extensions. And I could add it at the end of the project description in this case, or let me add them as tasks there. And let me prepend a section name, call that Ella there. And if we do that, that gives us a section and a couple of tasks. So that's some of the functionality. There's more, and down here there's probably a dozen help topics that you can get. The shortcut key, Control-Shift-Y, how you open and close without clicking this if you want. And then there's a bunch of options. So some are beginner, some are advanced. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on one somewhat advanced option over here, and I'm going to actually show the tour again. So I'll show you what that looks like. When you first start Asana2Stay, this tour comes up. It tells you, let's go to steps you through this. Select the destination in Asana, say how you're going to be pasting, some options, and then it tells you about that the footer options that are available. And those advanced options that we turned on, they look a little like this. I had turned that off, but normally they're all on, but you can toggle which things you want to search for with the type ahead. And then similarly down here, all your recents are collected in here, the ones you've pasted to, and you could decide that you don't want to show certain things. So there's some other advanced functionality as well. And Asana2Stay, kind of to recap, streamlines the process of assembling or logging any content into Asana that originated elsewhere. It's particularly useful, I think, when you want to collaborate flexibly with others in their choice of communications apps, but you still want to keep track of things in Asana. And it works both with free and paid Asana accounts. There's no extra login or authentication needed. It just uses your existing Asana browser section. And it's not just for Chrome, it actually works in almost every browser except for Safari and Firefox. So go ahead if you want, click the link in the video's description to install Asana2Stay. It only takes 10 or 15 seconds. Feel free to rate and comment at the Chrome Web Store. And thanks very much for watching.